You're gonna have to turn this on for me because my little hands are a little weak.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Laura.
Hi.
I'm excited, nervous, and all of the above right now. Because so you want to smoke?
Yeah. We're only gonna take like 2 hits, bro. I'm not. We're not 15. We don't got to smoke the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take our time, enjoy the high. Let's ride the wave, and then see what happens. Dude, I can feel your nervousness. It's okay.
Watch, it's a torch. Did you buy a pre-roll, or is that how you roll them? That's how good you roll them.
No, my man, he rolls it for me, but he has this like little machine. So my man never smoked weed a day in his life. I don't know if we could put this on there, but now we grow weed at home.
It's legal now.
All right, man.
Just don't say your address.
Yeah, so like, never smoked weed a day in his life. And now the motherfucker grows weed. When I tell you, I elevated this man in all types of ways and shapes and forms. But when I smoke, I only smoke like, I take like 2 hits off my joint and then like I just put it out.
Oh, that's smooth.
It's smooth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not coughing my lungs out. Yeah.
You'll be fine. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
One more hit or no?
No, I think I'm going to be fine.
Okay. No pasa nada.
No pasa nada. So I know you don't drink, right? So
no.
I'm going to have a little tequila.
Tú dale.
It's going to be a relaxing podcast, I think. All right, Laura. So on the podcast, I always like people to share their story.
Yeah.
Tell us where they came from. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's nobody that has success overnight. You know what I mean? So I feel like people learn more from their story, from people's stories or their struggles, you know what I mean? How they overcame them than from anything else, you know what I mean? Because I could tell you a bunch of stuff right now that people have told me that are successful, but if you're not going through that, if you're not at that stage that they are, it doesn't make sense, or it might feel overwhelming, or you'll be like, man, like I'm not doing good. And I feel like when people tell me their stories, how they got to where they're at, that's, for me, it's more inspiring and everything else. So let's start from the beginning. So
I think where it started for me really was my upbringing. So
where were you born?
I was born in Chicago. I grew up on 55th and Tallman, and then I moved to West Lawn. Okay. So that's where the majority of my life I live. So, you know, I'm always on social media calling myself La Reina del Sur, the Queen of the South, and it's because I'm from the South Side, you know?
Yeah.
And people be like, oh, you ain't from the South Side. Bitch, I'm from the South Side, okay? It's the South Side. Anything past Madison, that's the South Side.
Yeah.
It's a little loud. My little loud.
Nah, you know what? So I always forget to tell people. So sometimes I keep on looking. Just to make sure that it's recording properly.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So you're fine. If I look over there, don't worry about it.
What happened? So I grew up being a Jehovah's Witness. So that really, I was in that religion since I was like 5 until like I was like 17.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah. So that's how I grew up, and I think from being in that religion, it taught me like structure, right? And waking up on a certain time, being on time. Because like one thing about me is I'm on time, bro.
Yeah.
And I could be showing 7, 8 different properties, and my husband would be like, hey, what time are you getting home? I'll be like, well, I'll be there at 8:15 with 17 seconds. Like, it's just so weird how like I'm just. And so when you're late to appointments or late to whatever and I'm involved, that shit bothers the fuck out of me.
It's funny that you say that, because I was like, man, I got to get there at 5:30 because I know she's punctual. I'm like, I have to. But then I stop for pizza.
It's fine. It's like a respect level, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell you, like, my clients that I do business with, they love that about me.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on time. And I'm like, thank you for being on time, because I was about to talk shit if you weren't. So being in that religion taught me structure. I was door knocking. I was out here preaching the name of the Lord. Hello, do you want to be a Jehovah's Witness? I used to call it J-Dubs. Do you want to be a J-Dub? You want to learn about God? So like doing that made me more fearless than what I was always a fearless person.
So how old were you when they started inculcándote, like, you know, like telling you like, hey, you're a Jehovah's Witness?
Since I was 5.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I grew up with 2 brothers and a sister, and looking back at like the situations, right? Like I feel that I ended up like doing other stuff, right? Because ironically, I was a Jehovah's Witness preaching the name of the Lord. And I think from being so heavily involved in that religion, like my mom kind of didn't allow me to do many things and experience a lot of things. So when I became an adult and I was able to do my own thing, I went to jail and I caught a felony, right? So I was like in opposite spectrums
Yeah.
in my life.
Have you ever seen that movie? It's with Kevin Costner.
What?
Where he ends up, he's like a not a con artist. He escapes out of jail, and he takes hostage a little kid.
What's the name of the movie?
The little kid.
I Google it. I'm a visual learner.
It's the
Kevin Costner,
yeah.
jail.
So the kid is he's a Jehovah's Witness, and like he tells Kevin Costner tells him like he keeps on telling Kevin Costner like, I never went trick or treating.
A Perfect Word.
No, it's not that one. I'll tell you right now. And it's
that was me.
Any one of those guys like Joe Rogan, like, hey, what's this?
But if you were to ask me right now, like why I still don't really like to celebrate, like I could give you the biblical reasoning behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So now that like I'm older, like I'm kind of going back to like my relationship with God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
it's a perfect world. It's called.
Isn't that what I just said?
No, you said something else, didn't you?
I said a perfect world.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, dog. The phones be listening. They know the answer before.
Tomorrow, rent Perfect World.
I'm gonna watch it.
Watch it. It's a really good movie. I always remember because that's the only part. Like you would hear about Jehovah's Witnesses, they would come knock at your door, but I never really knew what they were about. What they were about. No, we would act like we weren't home. Mm-hmm. It's but yeah. So like that was.
I do that now.
That was our only like world, like kind of get to know
an idea of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see it on TV.
Yeah, me pegó eso. Yeah.
You're straight though, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Let me know.
No, yeah.
Dude, when I'm high, like I'm like when I'm high, I'm sober.
Yeah.
Like my mind is just very, like I could concentrate. Cause I'm like
See, I'm not one of those. I'm horrible. Like I just like to laugh. You know what I mean?
Me
Like
too.
so.
I feel like that's my purpose in life is to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be a comedian.
I want to.
You should do. I want to do stand-up. I want to do stand-up. Stand up here. I want to do like an open mic night.
Oh man, when I start talking, bro, this is the thing about me. I fucking hate this shit, right? Like my voice starts cracking. Like when I start talking in front of people, because I like talking and I want to like share and spread, but then I'm like, hold on.
You get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, and it makes me nervous because like even talking to you right now, and like I know that people are like gonna like watch this later. Like I'm sharing a part of me. You know what I'm saying? So like it can make it. It's a little nervous. It's a little nerve-wracking.
You go.
So yeah, so that. Then, you know what I'm saying? When I was able to do my thing, I went to jail and it was...
So wait, let's back it up.
Where are we going?
So we're still, you're a Jehovah's Witness. And so you were what, how old?
16, 17.
16? And that's when like they let you like make your own choice, or is that...
No, I decided for myself that that's just not what I wanted to do. It was very, looking back at it, very culty.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just very grateful that my mom, man, I love my mom. My mom's the best, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she's just amazing. Like, the fact that, like, sorry, it makes me emotional.
Don't make me cry I think you made me cry like twice before.
I know. I'm like, I feel like the same thing that can make you cry can also make you laugh. But it's, like, really good. Like, I'm the type of person that I don't suppress shit. I'm going to let it out, and then we're going to laugh about it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the good thing about me. And I practice that in my business. Like, if I feel some kind of way, if I feel disrespected, if I feel happy, if I feel sad, if I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to always speak my truth.
Yeah.
Unapologetically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's like a good thing to do because a lot of people hold shit in and then it's not good.
Yeah, it isn't. Like
I did make you cry though.
Yeah. Well, I think once or twice, yeah.
Hey, but that's good though. I have that power.
Yeah. No, like now for some reason, like now having a kid, like everything makes me emotional when it comes to like parents or like I forgot what I was watching yesterday or the day before, and like it was like some random ass shit, but it was like a parent situation. And I was all like, I was like, what's wrong with me?
It's fine. It's fine. I feel like to be able to be in tune with those emotions is really important.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, thank you for sharing, by the way, because like,
no problem.
My thing is that if somebody opens up to me or like tells me something, like I feel like that's like an opportunity for me to do the same. And I feel like as human beings, we lack the ability to like share, but like real shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying. Because like sometimes I'm telling you, like you see a lot of people in business, and like especially now with like I feel like with all the people that sell like those self-help videos and all that other stuff. You know what I mean, like they just want to show you like Yeah, and they just want to show you like all the good stuff. You know what I mean? Or like all the like the highlight reels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't want to show you none of the other stuff and all the stuff that goes behind it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And all that, you know, like everything else. And at the end of the day, it's not. It'll help you a little bit, but I feel like it doesn't help because then they're selling you a dream but they didn't tell you how to get there. They're just telling you like, buy my shit and I'll give you clues on how to get there.
There's just one thing to get there. Mindset. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
That's true.
Your mind, you control that. You control everything. You seen that movie where that guy takes that drug? What's that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about? And then he's like able to hyper focus on everything. It's with that very attractive white guy. That was in the wedding crap. The guys that go to Vegas, bro. Listen.
Oh,
somebody play charades with me and guess the fucking movie.
We'll get it right now. It's the so after the Jehovah's Witness, like, how was it going to grade school being a Jehovah's Witness? Like, was it different? Because like, did you go to regular public school?
Yeah, I went to regular public school, and there was like another girl that was also a J-Dub that went to school with me since kindergarten. But I've always been like a very friendly person and a very like talkative person. So it didn't matter. No matter what I was doing, I was still like being me. And I feel like I'm a very likable person because I'm funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I was always thriving in school. Like nobody bullied me, you know?
Limitless.
Yeah, limitless.
No, yeah. So that's.
So it was not bad. I mean, yeah, it sucked that I couldn't celebrate, but my family, instead of like celebrating and like buying us gifts, and this is something that I even do incorporate now with my son, is that they would take us on vacation.
Oh, really?
So we'd go to Mexico, we'd go to the rancho, and then they take us to like a puerto. So that was something that they substituted instead of the 1 day out of the year, we got like a month of memories, you know what I'm saying? And so like that's how my parents pitched that to us, where it made me accepting of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's where did you go to grade school and high school and all that?
I went to Hurley.
Okay.
They're on like 68th and what is that? Hamlin or whatever. And then I went to Hubbard.
Oh, okay.
But I also went to Kennedy for night school, and I went to Curie for summer school. Like, I love school so much that I just kept going.
Kennedy was the one on 55th?
Yeah.
Or 59th?
Garfield Ridge.
I went to Friendly school.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
Oh, okay, you're older than me.
Yeah. So then after you graduated high school, what did you want to do? Or what did you want to do like during high school? Like what was your thoughts? Like what you wanted to be or what your future? Were you gonna go to college or were you just gonna
I've been winging it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been winging it. Like I didn't know what I wanted. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know like where my life was going. And so like I just started to do all types of stuff, you know, like random shit.
Really?
Like all types of jobs. My first job was working at a clothing store. It was called Wet Seal, I think, or 5379. Or was it Carson's? Listen. No, I know it was I think 579 or some shit like that downtown by like where Baker's used to be and on State Street.
Uh-huh.
And then I got a job working at the men's shoe department at Carson's, and I was really good at that job because I could look at the men's shoes and be like, oh, you a 10 and a half, right? They'd be like, damn. And I'd be like, I got the shoe for you. So that's kind of how I realized like I was a hustler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was figuring it out. Like this is what I'm good at. Like I'm good with people.
What did you do in your first job? Do you remember?
Just sales associate. I was always in sales.
In sales?
Mm-hmm.
I was always in sales, but it wasn't because I wanted to be in sales. It was just like
The job they offered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just fell into it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like every like salesperson has worked at like a cell phone store. Have you worked at a cell phone store?
That's the only place I haven't worked at. I honestly like, I'm like, man, I should have worked at a cell phone store. Because like, I feel like everybody I meet, they're like, oh yeah, we used to work at T-Mobile together.
I
we
worked
used to
at
work
Sprint
and
Nextel. And that's when we had the chirpers. I had 2 phones. Why did I have 2 phones?
The Nextels were cool. They have them again.
They do?
They do.
I just want to hear the chirp.
I honestly like, I traded my for a Nextel and just start beeping people. Like,
dude, that was the best part of it, you know?
Yeah.
You felt like a drug dealer.
So I used to work selling cheese.
Where?
And everywhere in Chicago. I used to sell groceries to a grocery store.
What was the name of the grocery store?
No, all the grocery stores.
What was the name of the cheese?
It was El Mexicano cheese.
Ooh, does he have a plant over here by by Damon?
So long. Yeah, maybe. Well, see, the thing is that it's a lot of them. So back then,
I feel like
it was owned by a distribution company, and then now I think like that contract like yes it finished, so then now it's the actual company from California that has their stuff there.
Was it good?
The queso fresco was good. And the yogurts, that was like what they were known for. That's why that was like an easy sale. Everything else was hard because that company comes from California. Not to say anything about California cheese,
You can say it.
but we got the best cheese. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. We
like,
cheesy.
yeah, so it was hard to like sell some random ass cheese that wasn't as good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who would buy it to be honest. The people that bought that cheese were people that came from California and didn't know about the other cheese.
They're like,
here.
oh, this queso's fire.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that's funny. You were selling cheese. That's how much were you making selling cheese?
Bro, not a lot. And then I used to have to drive my own car. So, and then they would give me like $50 for gas every week. And I remember they wanted to give me a route to Indianapolis. They're like, oh, well, we'll add another $20 or $30 to your
I feel
to
like
your
I
gas.
had
I
this
was like,
job.
what?
I feel like I had this job.
What do you mean?
When I came home, I couldn't get a job because of whatever my whole situation. And my mom introduced me to this lady or whatever. And I went with her to go sell cheese, and we went to Indianapolis.
Really?
Yeah. I promise you on everything I
What
love.
company was it?
Oh my God. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't know. I don't remember, but it sounds like familiar.
Yeah, well, it's because there's a lot of cheese companies out there. So like, yeah.
So the lady that I went with, she was like fucking the owner. Like of the cheese. She was the cheese queen. Like I just like recognized that from like going on the trip with her, because then afterwards when we drove back, like we went to dinner with him, and you could just catch a vibe.
Yeah.
And you just like, oh, like, oh, okay, clearly that's happening.
Where are we going with that?
I don't know. About our first jobs.
Our
and
first
I said
job.
that I worked cell phone and you did cheese.
And I fell into the cheese, but into selling cheese.
Damn, you could have been the master of the cheese.
You know what? And I was good at it. And like all the other companies would offer me jobs, but then I wouldn't take them because I was listening to listen to other people. They're like, oh, this and that, because you know what I mean. They might have had a problem with those, or they were fucking hating because they didn't want me to have a fucking better job because it wasn't like they were paying us a lot where we were at.
I think I made like $150 with this lady to go take this ride with her.
Really?
And it was like one of the very lowest moments of my life.
Really?
Yeah, it was. Not saying. Wait a minute. But you have no. Hold on.
I know what you meant.
No, it's because like I was making a lot of money, and then I had to resort to selling cheese. So I was taking a step back.
Wait, were you selling it, or were you just going with her to just?
I was with her in the supermarket, like handing out samples.
Oh, you were one of the
yeah.
No, I didn't do that. I was like
you
the
sold
one,
it to the people. That's
I sold
what I'm
it to the
saying.
store.
I was a little.
Yeah, you
were
the
like,
one.
Here, try it.
You were the person I would hire.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it was that's why for me it was very, very like a low point for me. But started from the bottom. Now we're here.
So then so those were like your first 3 jobs, or the three you told me that you remember. So what's the job that like you remember that like you really liked at first? That was like your first job. Real estate? Really? So before that, none of the jobs you liked?
I'm the type of person that if I don't like doing something, I'm not gonna do it. So none of those jobs ever worked out. And this is my longest standing job. All my other jobs lasted 2 years.
Yeah. How long have you been in real estate?
This is my 7th year.
Oh wow. Okay.
The end of this year will be the end of 7.
All right, cool. So let's go back to the jobs. So you were working there, and then after high school and everything else, then where did you start working? Like, what was your first like kind of serious job that?
Working for a criminal attorney, Bob Rasha, who's like the attorney for like the twins and all that. So I started working for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to the documentary, the twins one? What did you think of it?
I mean,
Yeah, it was cool. I listened to it straight. I was like, man, it's pretty good.
Yeah, imagine like working for this guy and reading like transcripts and.
Oh, because that's right. So
yeah,
you saw all of it firsthand.
Not just with him, just with like even with like other people. And I drew the line though with pedophiles. I'm like, because he would need me for me to interpret, and I'm like, nope, not doing that.
So he used to defend everybody. It wasn't just like big time.
He was a criminal attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get that job?
Crazy that you're making me think about this stuff, because it like, so the person that sold my aunt her house, she was a real estate agent. And I met her or whatever, and she told me about the job. And so then I applied and I got the job. It was a bigger office. It was Serpico Novelli Petrosino in Russia. So I used to have to say that every time I picked up the phone. Hi, thank you for calling Serpico. Wait, hold up. Let me get this shit right. Serpico Petrosino. What the fuck did I say? Serpico Petrosino Russia. And there's one more I'm missing. Oh, Serpico Novelli Petrosino in Russia.
Why don't they abbreviate that? Or they just want to hear their
They
names?
split up. They're all a bunch of egos of men, right?
Yeah.
So then Rasho, he was a main money maker, to be honest with you. He left and he ended up doing his own thing. And then, yeah. But that was my first serious job.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What? So he was offending the twins while you were working for him?
When I was working for him, I don't even think the twins were still in jail yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were during that time where they were still allowed to hustle and do all of that. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what job did you have after that?
I think another attorney job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working for a disability attorney. I got fired from that job.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened with the other job with Russia?
I quit.
Oh, you quit?
He's an asshole.
Oh, really?
I used to call him Pelucas.
Yeah.
And then I ended up working with him later on in like my life or whatever because I needed a job. But I that time I quit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and then I worked for another attorney and then he fired me.
Why?
I was bullshitting, bro. Like I would come to work drinking, like fucked up, like oh my God. It was just I was a different person. You know what I'm saying? Like just living life too fast.
Yeah. How old were you at that time?
2021.
Oh, okay.
I was 22, 23. Yeah. So I already had my son.
Oh,
so I was just not a good person.
How old was your son? Or when
my son was born in 2007.
2007?
Yeah.
How did that go? Or how did you did it change you from when you found out to when you had him and afterwards or?
I think that when I had my son, my mindset was just like very immature and I wasn't really in the mindset where that's something that I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so did my mindset change? Not really, bro. Like I was just, I have regretful times. That's why I tell like girls, don't have kids like in your 20s, bro. Cause like your mind, like if I was to have a kid now, it'd be like a totally different story. You know, like when they say that grandparents, they treat your kids differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the reason that happens is because they have kids in their 20s. Because if they would have had them in their 30s, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the parents that I had growing up were totally not the parents that my siblings had, or now their grandkids. You know what I mean? Like
I'm so grateful though that my son was very like even though I was doing that stuff, he didn't know I was doing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that I am happy that he doesn't remember the things that I was doing, but obviously he does know that like growing up, he had my mom a lot. That was like helping him out and like, helping me out. So I'm grateful for that. But I have regrets. But then I see like moms who are like, they do everything for their kids and their kids are such assholes. My son is like a really good kid.
Yeah.
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 So I'm very grateful that I didn't fuck him up. Well, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like mom like guilt is like a real thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes people without like even knowing, they kind of like mom shame you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, we're doing the best we can.
Right. No, I think if your mom raised him, he'll be fine. Grandma's always like anybody that I've ever met that's raised by their grandma. I wasn't raised by. I still have my mom. But I feel like my grandmother helped me. My grandparents helped raise me a lot. You know, like I would always go to them for everything I needed. So yeah, like he'll be fine.
He's fine, bro. He's fine, and he's just like me, and like he's figuring himself right now. Right now, it's like the worst years of my life because he's a teenager, and it's not because he's out in the streets doing whatever, which is what I was fucking doing. But he's just like figuring himself out where he just has a little attitude. But you always know who you are in the core. And I know that my son is a very loving person, just like me. I have like a really big heart, and my son has my heart.
Yeah.
So.
He
got my heart.
So you had your baby. You worked at the lawyer's offices. Where did you go after the lawyer's office?
So I went to jail.
Yeah. So what happened there? Can you talk about it? Is it
yeah,
cool?
That's fine. My life has a lot of ironic moments. Like
Uh-huh.
I've always said that my life is very ironic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's kind of like I worked for this criminal attorney, and I'll never forget the emotion of when I got locked up and I finally got to not a cell, but they took me to 50% Wentworth, which is like the women's holdup. Because prior to that, they had me like in this place called Home and Square where they take you to interrogate you. So
So when they arrested you, like how did it happen?
also the ironic part is that I used to work for the criminal attorney, right? And then I'm calling him from jail like, hey, can you pick up this collect call? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so fucking, and shit like that happens to me a lot in my life. So
Yeah.
looking back, it's like, it was a sign of what could have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what would you ask me? What?
So how did it happen? Like what? Did the cops
Another
come straight
ironic part.
to your house or on the street, or how did they pick
No,
you
in my
up?
house.
Yeah.
My son was sleeping next to me. That motherfucker never woke up. He's such a heavy sleeper.
Really?
Yeah. I'm so
So
glad he didn't wake
They
up.
raided your house?
Yeah. It was like 7 cop cars that showed up. And then to top it off, it was like a hot day. My parents were in Mexico. My brother lived at home too at this time with my mom. He was in the basement. And this motherfucker left the fucking door open that it was just like the security door or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you call that?
The screen door.
The screen door.
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking, I'm like, what the fuck? Right? And then they're like, oh, we're here for you. And I'm like, the door's already fucking open, right? So whatever. And
What time was it?
it was like 5 a.m.
5 a.m?
Yeah, like 5:30.
Mm.
Yeah, and I looked out my window. I was like, what the fuck? I'm a light sleeper. And that gives me to this day PTSD. Like,
Really?
I have a thing about doors. You ask any of my friends, like, I cannot be, like, my husband gets so annoyed. I'm like, did you lock the door? Did you lock the door? Like, I ask him, like, over and over again. And it's from that moment in my life.
No way.
I promise you. It's PTSD that just, like,
Yeah.
that moment of shock that never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I recognize it, though. So it is what it is. But still, like, I'm annoying to people that I'm like, the door.
Yeah.
Like, even on vacation with my girls, my friends like shaking the door.
door.
Like, it's locked, Laura, you're fine. It's like hilarious. But yeah, that happened. And honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me besides like
Really?
that was not, it was like the best thing that happened to me in my life because I was moving too fast. And like the universe was trying to give me signs of like, yo, bro, you're better than this, but
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And so like now when the universe speaks to me and I see things, I'm like, I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
So if I would have been woke back then, dog, who knows where I'd be right now? But you
For
know,
real.
I'm woke now. So
What did you so who did you call for your lawyer? You called
I
Russia?
called Bob, but Bob was already taking the other 2 people that were on the case.
Uh-huh.
So I called Pablo, which is his associate. Because it was like 17 of us that got locked up that day.
Oh shit. And what did he tell you?
So I worked with Pablo. I was like, Pablo, can you please come see me or
Because
whatever?
he knew right away who you were, no?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
To this day, I could call him. He's on my phone. I almost sold one of his buildings. Not
Oh.
Bob Rasha.
No.
No. But
Yeah,
Pablo,
Pablo.
yeah, he's cool as fuck.
No shit.
Hmm.
Nice.
Never burn a bridge.
No, that's another big thing.
Never
Yeah.
burn a bridge.
No, don't.
Okay? Because you never know when you're going to need that person. If you decide to burn that bridge, it's because that shit no longer serves you a purpose.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm big on. I don't burn bridges. I'm going to keep it real with you. If we have a disagreement,
Yeah.
and that's it, we keep it moving though. If it's not something that it needs to be like angry or just whatever,
Yeah.
we just told each other how we feel and that's it, you know, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I don't burn bridges.
Okay. I try not to. You know, like try as hard as you can not to. What did he tell you when you called him? Did he so he recognized you right away?
Yeah,
He's
of
like,
course.
What the fuck are you
I know
doing?
their numbers by heart.
No
Like,
shit.
I know their numbers by heart because I worked for them.
Yeah.
And he came to see me that very same day, bro. It's so crazy. Me and my brother hadn't spoken for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And we were living in the same house. And we were
Oh, wow.
strangers. Like, we hadn't spoken to each other. He was like upset about the fact that I was moving too fast and I was doing all types of stuff. And he was just like, instead of kind of like telling me like why I shouldn't do it or whatever, he became angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Just,
saying?
express it.
Yeah.
So at this time, were they still Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, not my brother. My mom and my dad still, but they're like, you know, they whatever, they're older.
Yeah.
And my mom was not at home. She was in Mexico.
Okay.
Thank God. Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm so happy that
Yeah.
she wasn't there.
So what did he tell you? What did Pablo tell you? Like,
He came to see me that day.
yeah.
And then I remember he was just like, this is like the procedures. He's just like, Laura, like, cause you know, he knew too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you meet somebody, like, I've always felt like I have like that star power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like I walk into a room and it's like we're all gonna be talking. You know what I mean? And so he always knew that like I was better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like as a friend, coworker, or whatever, he was just like, but he came to me that day. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm sorry.
You tweaking, dog?
No. I was looking through the window. I wanted to see you.
But the reason that I had Pablo come was because I called my brother. My brother was the first person I called.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my brother, when he picked up the phone, I was like, Caesar, because when I finally figured out like why I was there, I was thinking I was there for something else because I was doing all different types of shit. But then when I figured out what it was and they showed me on camera what it was, I was like, oh, this is some deep shit. And I called him and I'm like, hey, I need you to call my lawyer or call him. He's like, no, I think you should stay there and like think about what you're doing. And I'm like, nah, dog, this ain't no nickel and dime shit. Okay. Like I'm in trouble. Call my motherfucking lawyer, get his ass down here.
Yeah.
And he did or whatever. And, I mean, whatever, like the next day we went to bond court. My bond was 150,000. So 15,000 to get out. I was like, oh, $15,000. My brother tried to help me come up with the money. He couldn't. So I stayed in county until my mom got back from Mexico, which was like a month later.
You didn't call her to tell her?
No, I didn't. He's like, call mom. I can't come up with the money. I'm like, nope. We'll just figure it out when she gets back. Yeah. So I was kind of a good person, right? I waited.
You were considerate?
I was like, fuck it. I just learned how to jail in here. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Who broke it to her?
My brother, bro. Yeah. My brother. And my brother to this day, he talks about this story. He starts laughing, bro. He's bogus, bro. You think I'm an asshole? That motherfucker. Oh my God. But he was laughing because my mom, like the way she was like crying, he just thought it was very like dramatic. And mind you, my mom's been through this before. My oldest brother, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And he like, I feel like my mom experienced this stuff with like all of us. Yeah. Not really my brother Caesar because he's a fireman, but me and my brother, like, just hard life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, so when I got on the phone, and mind you, at this time in my age, like I didn't have like the best relationship with like my parents, but you know, we're amazing now, right? And so like my mom was like, Laura, yo siempre supe que tú estabas en mal pasos. Like I just knew it. And then she was like, ¿cuánto va a costar para sacarte? And I'm like, sorry, mom, you know. And then I was like 15,000. She's like, yo lo tengo, yo te saco. And my dad's like, ¿la vas a sacar? And she's like, tú cállate. So like when I tell you that like my mom, has always been there for me, because like in that religion she should have shunned me, and she didn't, bro. And like I'm forever grateful for that.
Well, not a mother's love, right?
There's nothing else like it.
I see it now.
I tell her now too, like all the time, I'm so sorry, mom, like I'm so sorry, like I love you, I'm so sorry. And so like I feel like that's important to like mend those relationships, because for a while they wouldn't even tell each other we love each other.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I don't know what it is. And like even sometimes when like my son tells me, like I always remember to like tell him back too, like I love you too, or like I'll text him like, you know, make it a habit. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because it's like that wasn't something that I really grew up on.
It's true. Like I know my mom, if she's listening to this, she's gonna be mad. But like there was a certain where like, you know, like it was like we wouldn't. You
knew the love was there.
Yeah, but we didn't
express
it. But I feel like that comes from like our grandparents and stuff like that. And it's just like something that generationally happens. You know what I mean? So then I remember one time, after my mom had grandkids, you know, they get really like that.
You have your grandkids, you be a better
parent. And then she like wanted to be like that. And we're like, wait, Mom, like we never had this before. Like we gotta get used to it. And then she was all upset. She's like, sí, nunca les enseñé amor. Like it's not. We're not saying that. It's just you never showed it to us in that way. So we're not huggers. You know what I mean? We're not this, we're not that. Like this is just how it is. Like, but you know, you live and you learn and you progress and you know
you get better.
You get better at stuff.
And you acknowledge it and you talk about it. Yeah. Bro, right now, my mom, she'll come to my house. I will smoke weed in front of her, bro.
Really?
Yes. The fact that she's just become so accepting of me, like I fucking love that so much. Like it makes me so happy that like we've reached. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Nah, you're good.
To be able to get to that like place, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love my mom.
No, yeah, no, for sure. I feel
I'm a crybaby, okay?
I feel like, it happens.
It's
like,
so nice.
You're the first or second born?
I'm the baby.
Oh, you're the baby?
I'm the fourth.
Oh, that's why you're getting what? You're yeah. By the time she's with you, I mean, you're the only girl, right?
No, I have another sister.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, but then yeah. So like they all.
But listen,
she
bro,
learned from
I've
everybody.
always been an observer. Like I'm watching. Let me get some lip balm because my lips are a little dry.
All right. They yeah, but I guess, but yeah, I feel like you got a different stage of your mom. You know what I mean?
I did.
Maybe like
The worker. She was at work.
yeah.
So I was out here trying to do my thing.
So you got you out of jail. She got you out of jail, and then what happened?
I fought my case for 2 years out here.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember I told my attorney one day, like, I can't take this no more. Like, just get me whatever. Like living my life without knowing, like without being able to plan, without being able to set goals, without knowing what was gonna happen was like very traumatic for me.
I could imagine.
You know what I'm saying? So like I couldn't plan anything. I couldn't, nothing was for certain because my case carried 6 to 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm just like, so then we kept like going to court, reducing it. And then finally they got me, what was it, 4 years? So in county you do 2 years, right?
Yeah, because it's
so okay, I'm like, sign me up, let's go.
So it was county, it wasn't federal that caught you or got you?
It was federal, but I got my shit dropped down from that, and then they gave me a state case. So out of all those people, like me and just like a few people, whatever, like we got state, and then the 2 main dudes, I mean, they're still in there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. So how long you were there for 2 years?
No, bro. I'm telling you, I was gonna go in for 2 years. I was ready to go, and I feel like the universe gave me another opportunity.
Yeah.
And the day before I turned myself in, because I was going in with the 4, my attorney's like, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I got you boot camp." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, bro." He's like, "All you have to do is wait for your name to be called, and they'll like in the women's prison, and then they'll call you down." And so when I got to the women's prison, like it's the whole thing. You go to county, then you go to women's prison, right? Yeah. There was girls that were in there like waiting like 6 months.
For the boot camp?
I waited like 2 weeks and they called my name.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
like all of these things happening, right? Like, again, you have to pay attention, like, because you could be getting like opportunities in situations that you're not even thinking of. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if I would have had to done those 2 full years. Right. Imagine how my mind would have been different. But instead, like, you know, I did this like a shorter amount of time. I lost weight because I was in boot camp. And as soon as I came home after those 120 days, I was a new person.
Really?
I was a new person.
How are you? Like,
I just cut everybody off.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the type of person that I've never been addicted to anything. Like I could stop smoking weed. I don't drink anymore. Yeah. Even when I did like other heavy drugs like ecstasy, like the minute that I realized it was becoming a problem, where I was able to recognize it, I was able to stop it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I realized after that about like my lifestyle choices and the people that I was hanging around with, like what it was doing. So I had to like stop it. It wasn't like overnight, you know what I'm saying? But like, it just like everything just started catapulting from there, you know?
I think like I have somewhat of an addictive personality. You know what I mean? Like there is stuff like, but I feel like I can't, but I don't think so because I've seen people that like, that just can't quit.
I never tried crack. I've never tried crack, so
no, I've never tried crack.
I'm scared to do that. Bro, I see some crackheads and like when they're in jail and they're like detoxing or whatever, and you talk to them, right? And then I'm like, what are you gonna do when you get out of here? They're like, do crack. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? They're like, have you ever done it? And I'm like, no. They're like, well, like, you don't know. You know what? I'm like, all right, damn. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to try it if I'm gonna be like you. Yeah, it's like, a revolving door for you, bro.
That's why I haven't done a lot of drugs, because I see like some drugs just don't look fun to me, and other drugs I'm like, nah. Like
ecstasy was my thing, though.
See, I was so close to trying ecstasy twice, and I didn't do it.
That's what I went to jail for.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Was that when like ecstasy was like big? Like,
yup, 2009, 2010. Yup, that was me.
Did you ever go to that? Did you ever go to that place in Greektown?
Which
it was
one?
like an after hours spot. It was an after hours spot. It would open at 5 a.m. and it was open from like 5 to 11 or 5 to 10.
It's a bar, right?
No. So that bar that closes at 5 a.m. Spectrums, I think
That's what it was. Spectrum.
Spectrums. Behind Spectrums, there was a nightclub.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was there. It came out like on channel. If you YouTube it, you'll find it. I'll find the YouTube video and I'll send it to you.
No, but I've been to because I used to work in Greektown.
Oh, really?
Damn, I forgot about that job. That was another serious job too.
Yeah.
I worked in the sales department. Oh, that was right before I turned myself in. I worked for the sales department for the Crown Plaza, and and there was another sales job.
Really?
Yeah, I was like basically selling hotel blocks for events.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get into the ecstasy thing? Can you talk about that or no?
It was the guy I was dating, the guy that I like. The whole situation, this whole thing happened. It was the person I was hanging around with, the guy I was dating. He had like 13,000 ecstasy pills, and so like I always had ecstasy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you get out of jail, then what? You start working right away? Did you?
I sold the cheese.
You yeah, okay.
Yeah, I sold the cheese so you could see why I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't have a car because my car had gotten repoed, and I couldn't get my car back because then I had to pay basically, because it was a drug case, I had to pay the entirety of the loan, which was like $20,000. I had just gotten the car. It was a Toyota Avalon.
Oh, that's a nice car.
Yeah, I love that car. It was my first car, and so then they repoed it, and in order for me to get it back, I had to pay the entire loan plus the fees for having it impounded, which was like a month worth. I was like,
Wait,
y'all can have that shit.
Because it was a drug case.
Yeah,
they take your car a huevo, like
they take your car because I was caught selling drugs out of my car to an undercover. I got set up.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
So you get out, you sell cheese,
mm-hmm.
doing all this, and then what happens?
And then I got a job working. I started bartending.
Oh, okay.
I was bartending. But I was that type of bartender where I was like, bitch, you want a shot? A beer? Don't come over here asking me for a motherfucking martini, okay? Even though it's like 2 ingredients. I don't know how to make it. I would be on my phone like, hold on, how you make a martini?
Where did you bartend?
I bartended at Mr. Brown's Lounge. They have good ass jerk chicken. I worked there. I worked at Brown's Lounge. I worked at Esso, which used to be in Wicker Park. Mr. Brown's Lounge was over there by like Ukrainian Village. I worked at the Concord. I worked at the Ogden. But a lot of these places I got fired from.
Yeah.
Because I always let a motherfucker know what it is and what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But back then, I wasn't respected for it. And so like now with what I do, like this is what it is and what it ain't. Because I don't got to do business with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But back then, I was just, a little wee girl just... not respected,
right?
But I was asking and demanding the respect, which is why I would get fired,
Yeah.
And I was at the Ogden yesterday. I hadn't been there in like a minute, and I was like,
the one in Ogden, the one over there by off of
by the
Halsted?
Yes.
No, Ashland.
By the stadium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I used to go there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So I've had quite a few gigs.
Yeah, and then after bartending,
I worked for JB Hunt.
Okay.
The trucking company.
Yeah.
I was working 10-hour days. I hated that job.
A dispatcher or a truck driver?
So I started off as a assistant for the VP, and then they moved me to fleet manager. Well, he pushed me out of the position because he didn't want me to be his assistant anymore. But that's like a whole that motherfucker. I could have sued him for being inappropriate.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways, he ended up getting fired later on. I don't know if it was related to that.
Yeah.
Because I know if he did it to me, he did it to others.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too, motherfucker. And this was before the Me Too movement, okay?
Before, yeah.
Shit, that would have been that. I'd be like, oh. I never deleted a text message.
Class action lawsuit.
For real, I'd be rich. Oops.
You're
Let me
fine.
get that. Okay.
It's so you were at JB Hut, and then after JB Hut, after you were done with that job.
So I was doing JB Hunt part-time for 2 years while I was doing real estate.
Oh, okay, so you already done your real estate stuff. How did you get into real estate?
So the girl that got me the job working for the attorney, she was a real estate agent.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
And then she ended up getting into some trouble or whatever, and then she stopped doing real estate, right? And I hit her up one day. I was at my job, and I fucking hated it. And then I was like, hey, how's the real estate market? She's like, amazing. And I'm like, you think I'd be good at it? She's like, you'd be amazing. You're pretty. You'd make 6 figures. Do it. That's all I needed to hear, bro.
Yeah.
I literally got my fucking income tax money a week later. And I started to get my real estate exam.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was over with after that.
No shit.
So people be like, what are you going to do to get real estate? Bitch, get some motherfucking motivation.
Yeah.
You could Google how to do it. And it's fine, right? But if you really want to do something, you figure it out yourself, bro. You don't got to ask nobody.
That's
Go
true.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it the fuck out.
Then now it's easy because
Yes.
you can literally Google everything.
If you gotta ask somebody, this ain't for you.
Yeah, I remember someone in my past used to get mad because I would just tell her like, just Google it.
Exactly. Google that shit. Don't waste my time.
Yeah, they would
Google
like
it.
look at me like I'm being mean. I'm like, I'm not being mean. Like, I'm just telling you, like you guys been talking about it for like an hour, half an hour already. Like just Google it, like you'll find it right away.
So I would work from like 3 a.m. until 1 p.m. And then after that, get off of work and go do real estate. I was working at Remax Mi Casa.
Oh, okay, that was your first
Mhm.
your first office.
And then I moved to the north side. And then the north side office was like right by my house.
Oh, okay.
So, and Realty of Chicago used to get on my nerves. I see
Really?
them everywhere. Oof. I was like, I used to see them everywhere. And then there was like an office right here. So I was like, okay, let me just join there right here.
Yeah.
But I'm never even in the north side office, even though like I still live closer to the north side because we ended up selling that building and now we're like somewhere else. But I still don't go to
the north side.
No, I like the Berwyn office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has better feel or?
It just better vibe. There's more space. I'm super fucking loud, bro. I need my own office. So hopefully I get my own office at this new office, which I don't see why not. I'm very deserving.
How was your first real estate deal? Like how did that go? Like
my first real estate deal, I still have that client.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
No.
Or you just like
I figured it out.
Yeah. How long did it take you to get your first
4
deal?
months.
4 months?
No, 3 months. 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
It was a buyer. You were the buyer or seller?
Buyer. I ended up selling that same property last year.
Oh no way.
Yeah. From the sellers. Mm-hmm.
Do you farm your book or no? Or it's
nothing.
just people just call you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I do. Now I'm doing like social media videos and stuff like that, but you do a good job and you keep doing a good job, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
The more you do, the more people you meet, the more exposure you get, and then one day you'll just wake up and you'll be super fucking busy.
Yeah. How did let's go back to the jail part.
Okay, you like that part?
I didn't want to
No, it's fine.
Like, so when you were in jail, like, was that your first time in jail for any prison?
For county, yeah, but I had like stupid shit, whatever, but never like women's lockup county, no.
Yeah.
I learned how to jail though.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a different world. You're jailing, right? So like, I was like, okay, it's not bad. I think I could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not whatever, but yeah, it was bad, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
It's these women, these people, like you become a product of your environment.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's true. That was basically on that. I was trying to think of like I thought maybe I had like a cool story. Like,
I mean, it's just it's literally what you see. Like the things that are important to people in there would never be important to you out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's all you have. So when you're in this position of just like a box and every day is the same day, it's just like Groundhog Day. Like what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Were you like, so when you were going through all that with jail and the trial and everything else, was your mom's like did she ever try to tell you like Jehovah's Witness you should have been?
No,
she never got that so.
She just was like I just knew you were not on the right path. Like I just knew it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just a really good way. I would keep my shit like outside or from my house. Like
Yeah.
I had that much respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where my mom would probably smell me smoking like smelling like weed
Mhm.
and like whatever being fucked up, but she'd be like, "Andas, whatever, right?" And I'm like, "Me vites hacer algo?" No. You know, and I would just deny it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you didn't see my mindset was if you didn't see me, it didn't exist.
You being a mom now, do you think your mom knew and she just would ignore it?
100%.
Yeah.
There's no way she couldn't figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Bro. There was something wrong with me.
So
For sure.
So you do your first deal after 3 months, and then after that, like how was the progression? What was the progression?
I think I have that written down from like one of my little spiels.
Yeah.
But I think my first year I closed like 2 deals.
Let
me see. 2 deals, and then the next year I did like 4, and the next year I did 8, and I just kept like doubling
it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This last year was my best year.
Yeah. And do you think it's just because of that? Because the longer you do it, and you know the relationships you've built, is what's helped you out, or is it just?
I think I'm a different breed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out like what you're good at. Mm-hmm. Whereas some people are more analytical and they're more like systematic.
Yeah.
I have no system besides being a good person and making sure I do a good job. And like my clients feel that and know that. So then when the conversations that they have about me in the rooms I'm not in are always like top tier conversations.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just proven from like my hard work that I've done and like the heart that I put into what I do.
Yeah.
So that in my social media.
Yeah. How much business do you get out of social media?
Like 30%.
30%. So it's still a big.
Yeah.
And is it just people like cold leads that just like see
yeah,
you
just
online?
hit me up. So, like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very relatable. Like on my stories, you watch my stories.
I do.
Yeah.
I you know which ones I was watching for a while, but then I just stopped watching TikTok for a while. Like I want to get back on it, but I have so many videos that people have sent me.
My
that'll take
TikTok's
you
the same as Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
just
see.
resharing on all these fucking platforms, you know, because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
got
yeah.
time to be different on anything. This is what it is. This is what it is. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I want to learn. I need to learn how to. And there's apps out there that do it for you. I mean, like you just put it on that app, and then the app will just feed it to everybody.
My assistant's doing this for me too,
Yeah.
and since now that I have her, like I'm able to like edit my own videos, and I'm actually not bad at it. Have you seen any of my videos? I mean, they're not that
I've
bad.
seen that one. I've seen
They're
the ones you do
decent.
from your room.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been seeing.
they're
them.
decent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
And so like that's all I want to do is just like whatever, continue to be the person that I am, and whoever fucks with me, and whoever is not, they weren't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But growing up, like I used to always get in trouble for like talking a lot, being disruptive, being whatever. My mom's like, "Hey, Laura," right? Like, and I used to be like, "Mom, one day you're gonna like, I'm gonna like this is gonna be a benefit for me. Like, I hate that they try to put me in this box of who the fuck I'm supposed to be. I don't fit in a motherfucking box, okay? Yeah. I'm over here with spaces in between my section, okay? Yeah. I'm not gonna conform." And you know, that's how I've always been. I've never conformed. I've always been me. Like when people like give me pushback, I push the fuck back too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now like that's my strength.
Right.
And people admire that about me.
Yeah.
And I feel like not a lot of people are real.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to be me no matter who it is. Because for me to be something else, like it doesn't come natural to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm going to maybe, I don't know, not curse when I meet a client or whatever, but eventually they're going to hear me curse. Like,
that's my, you know what? Like I curse a lot.
I do.
And then even now, like I try to catch myself. I don't do it at work. I don't like at the insurance office. I for sure don't do it. I mean, like once in here, I'll do it. I mean, but like I do try to not curse, I guess. But,
listen,
but it's hard.
It's this
because that's how you like express stuff sometimes. You know?
And I feel like I'm like the Samuel L. Jackson of the fucks. Like I say fuck is so smooth. Like, did it really sound like a fuck?
Yeah,
you know
sometimes it sounds just normal.
So yeah, but what the fuck were we talking about?
About social media.
Social media. So yeah, like 70% all referrals. Like today I got a referral when the client was telling me about like who referred him. He's like, "Hey, my boy like talked very highly of you. Like you helped out his wife and they just spoke very highly of you." So that's what I'm talking about. The conversations that people are having, you make sure you did a fucking good job, right? And if there was something that happened in the deal that wasn't your fault, like the client should know that. But if it was your fault, something did happen, you always have to take ownership over your shit.
Yeah.
Like one time I fucked up on the contract and I added that there was a fucking fridge and a stove or washer and a dryer, bro.
Uh-huh.
There's no washer and dryer that came with the property. We're closing. They went to do the final walk. They're like, "Hey, it's part of the contract." And the agent was being a super bitch. Cause we could have like figured it out. But I was like, ain't no figuring shit out with you. So I called the client. I'm like, "Hey, by the way, this is what happened." And then he's like, "How much is that going to cost us?" And I think it was like $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever. Yeah. He's like, "All right." He's like, "I'll send the money." And I'm like, "No, I got this." He's like, "I'll split the cost with you." I'm like, "Nope, this was my fuck up. I got this." And he's like, "This is why we're business partners. Like, I got 2 more listings for you."
Nice.
So you take ownership over your shit.
Yeah.
I fucked up, bro. It's charge to the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just the type of person that I am and like how I live my life. And not everybody's gonna do that, right? Some people, this is my lip gloss, dog.
Oh, my bad.
You high? You good?
Ya se me está bajando.
Ya se te bajó? You want some more?
No,
but it's good though, right?
It is good. I like it.
Yeah,
I
got you.
I like it a lot.
It's not like, can you see why I'm still like, you know?
Yeah, it's because you know what? And we've never spoke before. Have we spoke before?
This is our first smoke.
This is our first time. I spoke with people at NAREP, like at NAREP conventions.
Oh, me too.
I think we did smoke once.
Did we?
With that one time that you guys had that house in San Diego.
Oh yeah, we were definitely high there.
Yeah.
Did you come to our house?
Yeah,
our house was way better than the men's house.
Yeah, don't remind me.
And your house smelled like fucking seaweed. It was like disgusting.
Which one was it though? You know what? I wasn't staying at that house that time.
Oh, okay.
I was with Sal.
But
Me and
you
Sal
were
had
hanging
another
out.
house.
I don't know who. I don't remember who you were hanging out with. Were you with like Mag and Sal?
So I was with Sal.
Okay.
It was me and Sal, and then someone else came with us. But me and Sal were staying at a completely different house. I had stayed with the guys before, but I stopped.
But did you go to that guy's house that time?
Yeah,
it was disgusting. I
It was
was
because
like,
of seaweed on the shoreline.
This is disgusting. This would never happen at the Four Seasons. Just kidding. But I picked out the house for the girls or whatever, and I'm like, all right, because they wanted me to go, and so I was like, y'all want me to go? I'm gonna tell the boss man, hey, boss man, you better for the boys, you getting it for the girls too. And he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was clutch.
I remember that time.
Yeah.
That was like what, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years already.
That was when I had first like joined Rock too.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while back already.
Mm-hmm. Then we did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
But that was
smoke
like
that
some
time.
different kind of weed over there. That was that strong shit.
Yeah, because then we all went swimming afterwards.
Yeah, we were in our pool, right?
Yeah.
Our pool was heated too, bro.
Yeah, it was heated.
It was a nice ass house.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, we had a really good time. It was with Martha, Inoa,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Michelle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you were there. I don't
It was
remember.
Dalton. I think it was Dalton. Was it Dalton? Was Dalton there yet?
I don't remember.
No, it wasn't Dalton. It was me, Sal, and I forgot who else.
Dude, I keep moving around. They're gonna be like, this bitch got bugs in her pants.
No, I think it was Dalton that was with us.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, that was a good time. I didn't even go to the NARP. Like, I went to put the sound on. I went to the NARP convention. I took a photo of like NARP, and I went back to the room, bro.
The first ones I would go to, I would go to like all the stuff, and then afterwards, I'm like, dude, like none of this is like it was. The speakers were good and everything.
Yeah.
But then eventually, I would just go relax during the day, and then at night go to the parties because that's where all the mingling happens. That's where all the networking's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, but yeah,
I went once, and I'm like, I don't have a need to go back.
I don't. They've had it too many times at that same location. They have to switch it up. Once they switch it up, maybe I'll go again. But like because I had gone to the other ones.
Have it in Ishkaret.
They had it in. I went to the one in Dallas, the one in LA. They had the one here in Chicago, and then they had the one in San Diego. And then I think those are the 4 or 5 I went to. So I went to San Diego twice.
Yeah, I only went that one time.
Yeah.
Did it? That's it.
Yeah.
What were we talking before that?
We were talking about social media,
Oh,
real
yeah.
estate, your deals.
Yeah, my goal for this is my Jordan year.
Okay. 23 million? Nice.
At first I said 20, but I'm like, no, let's do 23.
23. I feel like, yeah, like this year, just because it's Jordan, I think, especially here from Chicago, you mean like, it has a lot of meaning.
It means a lot.
It does. And like, you watch the documentary, right?
Yes.
So like when he was talking and everything else about not quitting, all that stuff, like, yeah, like you can't say you're going to do something in his name and fucking then half-ass it. You know what I mean? Like that guy fucking pushed everybody to their fucking limit or past their limit. You know what I mean? Took them to a whole nother level. And if you're going to say that this is your year, like you have to,
I have to
do shit
bro.
like that.
I did.
That's why I started the podcast again. That's why I did it. I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
again,
that's
I'm like,
good.
you know
Good
what?
for you. Thank you for having me, by the way.
No, thank you.
Yeah, this is I've been wanting to do my own podcast too.
You need to do your own podcast.
I know. I have some great stories.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm also like kind of like I be like rapping when I be talking. You ever hear me talk? I be so smooth with it where it's like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that was a good one. So like I be writing shit down in my phone all the time. Like I have so many ideas. Like, let me write that down.
I used to do that, and then I stopped doing it for a long time. I haven't done it lately.
Do it.
But I'll go like to my old notes. I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot about that. I forgot. Yeah. like sometimes, I mean, I just want to like carry a little notepad and just like write shit down.
Do it on your phone.
For real.
Do it on your phone. I literally do it on my phone on my notes. Look at ideas.
Let me see if I have an old one so you can see.
Literally, look at ideas. I just write. That's all I do.
Yeah, like 2014 or like I have recipes on here. I have a bunch of random shit.
You're a fucking good ass cook, bro. Erica must be real happy.
That's how I got her.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome because you make some really good food. You barbecued the food for my birthday, remember?
Yeah, we grilled that day.
That
it was pouring like crazy. That was fun though.
I know we had a good time.
I have
right?
a video of that. Yeah,
Dude,
that was good.
Fuck that.
Dude, I've been wanting to cook lately a lot. Like
once
I just don't have a chance.
I know you've been busy. You got the
Yeah.
baby. You got the bar. You got work. Like
like I cook. I still cook at home. I want to cook more at home. I just haven't had a time. And like, you know what? For me, cooking is super de-stressful. So like when I do get home, sometimes like I don't even like I'll say hi to her and then I'll just go straight to the kitchen and just start like
but
cooking.
she mad.
Yeah, so she'll sometimes I know like she's like, what the hell's going on? But I'm like, look, this is how I de-stress. Like if I come home straight to the kitchen, like I'm just trying to de-stress. I'm gonna feed you right now, and we're
gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
We'll be good. But yeah, but now like I get home and I want to like chill with the baby or stuff like that. So and honestly, like I want to cook like different stuff because I feel like I've cooked the same stuff like to where I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to cook shit that's more difficult or that I don't know how to cook as well. So I can make that. And once I get that and I got it to the point where I like it, then I'll start thinking of something else to
Maybe
cook.
you should open a restaurant too.
Bro, I've been really, really thinking about it. But I'll leave that for a private conversation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes it's good to put stuff out into the universe, but sometimes it's not that great to share with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's people out there that just
Te echan la sal, bro.
Te echan la sal, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was working on buying the bar, and I was making the deal and like talking with people and everything else and trying to get it done and seeing if it was gonna get done, if it was worth it and all that other stuff. Like I didn't tell nobody.
I remember when you were like closing on it and like I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I told you on the boat.
Yeah.
When you took us on the boat for
yeah.
your birthday.
I remember. Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. You had a good time that day?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you were some of the first people I told.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Yeah.
I was proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, like that time, like, dude, I hadn't told nobody, and I was like, man, like, no me quiero echar la sal, or I don't want to say stuff, me van a echar la sal, like,
or they just people be like naysayers, like why or what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, all right, like, si me voy a encharcar, or if I'm gonna do something, I have to do. I think that's the one thing about opening businesses that I realize now is that it's easy to open up a business, and it's easy to do it, like if you put your mind to it. The biggest part now for me is that like if I really, really want that responsibility, because like or people come to me and they're like, hey man, like I want to open up this, or what do you think we could go into this, or you want to run this, or you want to do that. And I'm like, man, like it sounds good, but at the same time, like I know it's a big responsibility. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, like now I have to hire these people. Like now I have to do this. Like if like everybody that works for me, they all have their day jobs. They all this is their part-time, the bar, because we're not open all the time. But if this was their livelihood, like now you're responsible for fucking, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 families, and
I know
how they're gonna live and what they're gonna do, how they're gonna eat, where they're gonna sleep. You know what I mean? Like, because their paycheck, what you're paying them, is that like, so you're responsible for all those people.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, like that, like what? Yeah, like it's just, and then like like the real estate. I mean, like you're responsible for that client. Like if you fuck up, like dude, that's money out of their pocket, or that's a lot. You know what I mean? Some people are barely making it. They're selling their house because they need the money, and then if someone fucks it up or does something, like you could really put them in a bind. You know what I'm saying? Like
I've told people in the past that like were trying to sell their properties and I didn't think that they should because of like financial reasons. I'm like, I think that you're making a mistake. Like people that were trying to sell their properties when they were trying to move into another neighborhood. And the mortgage where they're at right now, let's say for instance, was like $1,200. Their budget is like $1,400, but where they were gonna move in, it was gonna be up to like $2,000 because of the higher rates. And I'm like, don't move. This is not your time. You cannot afford it. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get another job that's gonna pay you more money? I'm like, because this is what's gonna happen. And so, they listen to my advice or whatever. You know what I mean? But sometimes you have to like break that shit down because I can't.
And like. You're doing them a service because I've seen where people are just thirsty and they want to do the sale.
Thirsty as fuck.
And they just want to do it. And like, they don't care. Like once those people are out, they're out. That's not their responsibility anymore.
And that's why they will never have multi-transactional clients. The goal is to have those multi-transactional clients because one person can feed you 7 more times or even more or infinitely.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you take care of those relationships.
Yeah.
So that's super important. When you were talking about like the whole bartending thing, to be honest with you, I really liked bartending.
Yeah.
I liked the socialization that I was having with people and my regulars at the bar and just, it was easy for me to do it. It was an easy job.
Yeah. Like
as long as they ordered tequila.
The martinis.
Hold on, let me look. I had an app. I was like, wait a second, I did make a bomb ass rum punch.
Oh, really?
From fucking Mr. Brown's Lounge. That I I had it down pat.
Really? You're gonna
Don't
have
ask
to
me now.
Oh,
It's been
come on.
fucking a long time. We can Google it.
Yeah. I used to bartend, and I used to love bartending. Like,
Me too. It was fun. It was easy, fast
Yeah.
money. You know what I'm saying? Easy money.
yeah, because I was bartending when I was 20. Like, I turned 21 and I had a bartending job because I got to bartending school. So like I had a bartending job waiting, and like I started bartending, and I bartended for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was fun.
It was real fun.
I was that, and I was also a server, so I did both.
Oh, okay.
Never a bottle service girl.
I was never I was never a server. I would be too nervous like to fuck up someone's order.
Really?
Yeah.
One time I had to manage the entire restaurant, which was like probably like this size.
Uh-huh.
And I was the only person working that day, and all the
Really?
tables were full.
No way.
Wow. But I managed, and I remember I'll never forget this one lady who like left me a nice tip, and she wrote on the note, she's like, "You did a really good job."
Oh, nice.
Because she was seeing like what was happening. I was still like moving and shaking, you know, and she
Yeah.
like noticed that. And like some people were like upset, but it's just like, bro, like, are you serious? Like, how's this my fault? This is management's problem, not mine.
I remember one of these bars I used to bartend at, the owner was messing around with one of the bartenders.
Of course.
So he ended up so he would leave and me dejaban solo, like, yeah, but it was a Saturday night, and that bar, like, it was a crazy ass dive bar, so it would never get like packed, but like it was just one of those nights where like everybody
Oh
decided
my
to come. There
God,
was like
yeah.
birthday party. It was crazy. And then I remember it was the bar was long like this, but the bar was at the entrance. The bar was like one of those big old like round bars.
Oh my God.
Like that. So like that was probably like the only saving grace, that I was just going around in circles the whole night, but like just serving the whole fucking bar. So then like I remember we would close at like 2.
Did you make good money that day?
Dude, I made a killing it, dude. And then I remember the owner and the bartender walk in like at 1 o'clock or like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Yeah, because we would close at 2. And it's they walk in, they're like, oh my God, they're like take a break, or I'm like, fuck this, man.
Bitch,
Like,
I'm going home.
yeah, like I
Clean
started
the bar.
and I was like, man, fuck this. Like I started the night, like I've been doing it all night. Like there's no way I'm gonna fucking just throw in the towel now. Like I'm gonna finish the night.
Yeah.
Like just get out of my way. Just don't fucking come.
Yeah, and
bother
I'm
me.
keeping all these tips, and I'm taking $200 more for the register, because fuck you. My feet hurt.
Yeah, I remember that night.
That's fucked up. That's funny. Oh, you know where else I used to work at too? What's that bar that's underneath the Bean? Park Tavern?
Oh yeah.
I worked there too.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. I worked at a bunch of places.
Hmm.
That one, I remember I worked when the Blackhawks had won time, and I made a killing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went to go that same day later on to Mr. Brown's Lounge. I think that day I made like $2,000, which was a lot from both jobs.
Fuck yeah. Oh, okay, from both jobs.
Yeah, from both.
Yeah, no, bartenders make good money. Like,
Especially if you're at those places, because white people tip really good.
yeah, they do. They so we used to be a 4 a.m. like a 4 a.m. bar. So we were 4 a.m.
You're
like,
at the after hour spot.
Yeah, we were packed. I mean, like it was like 3 rows of people waiting to get drinks. I had 3 bartenders, like, and they're fast, and like and it was nonstop. And they were making really good money, like really good money on tips. And then it sucked because the town took away our shit, or they didn't take away our shit.
Did something happen?
They took not here. Not when I took over. When I took over here,
Oh, you're
like,
talking about here, yeah.
yeah, not here. Like stuff happened here before I took over. After I took over, we haven't had stuff happen
good.
here. It happened at other 4 a.m. bars in town. So, and this was before I
I
took
think I
over.
remember you telling me también.
Yeah, and it fucked everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, they made everybody too. But
It's all politics.
it's all politics, and then the town messed up because it affected the whole town. It didn't affect just like the bars, because it affected all the other bars and all the businesses in Summit, because since Summit was known like an after hour spot,
Mm-hmm.
but people would come to Summit because they're like, all right, or they would come to the surrounding places, like, you know what, we'll go there, and then afterwards we'll end up in Summit.
Yeah, because you could get tacos over here too.
Yeah, and like now there's nothing, it's all closed. You know what I mean? So like,
There's not as much traffic.
there's not as much traffic, and people, if I have a decision between coming here at 2 o'clock and I could go to all the other bars and stay there till 3 or in the surrounding suburbs, that's where everybody goes. We still get business. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, like I still get good business. Still have a lot of people that come in, but it's not the same. And I see it like with all the other establishments too, where they're not the same. Like I could tell by park, I could tell by a bunch of stuff. It's
Right.
just, but it was that, like, and then that's how tax dollars that the town lost at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And what are they gonna do when they lose tax dollars? They raise the
And
taxes on
Summit's
the
taxes, property taxes are high.
Yeah, they are. They're really high.
Stupid. For
They're
what?
really high. And then honestly, the cops here in Summit, know how to take care of stuff at night. I mean, like they have it. I feel like they have enough guys on duty. The guys are good. They know what they're doing. They're all young. They all work out. I mean, they're like, we don't have like old, like just fat cops. I mean, like they could handle themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I've seen in other places, I've seen the cops that show up, and I've seen the cops that show up here, and I'll take Summit PD over a lot of other.
They look like they could do their job.
Yeah, they could do their
They're
job.
capable.
Yeah, they're so highly capable. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, I don't feel like there's a reason for the town to lose that money and for the town to have to close down that early. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we were handling it. Yeah, we had 2 incidences, but they've had incidences that happened earlier at night. You know what I mean? Like that shit's just gonna happen.
Shit happens everywhere.
Yeah, and especially with the city how it is now, like that shit's always gonna overflow somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna just stay there. What do you think about the elections coming up?
I don't vote.
You don't vote? No, why not?
I don't know. It's against my religion.
No, it isn't.
I will vote this year. I'm not going to talk about politics though, because I feel like motherfuckers ain't woke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to like, whatever. Everybody's entitled, and I feel like that's like an angry conversation. It makes people angry. You know?
It does. Some people do take it to heart.
I'm like, whoa,
really
chill. It's an opinion. Everybody has one. Whatever yours is yours. You know? So like, we don't have to like hate each other for it, you know?
Is there stuff that you don't talk about like with your clients? Like you're like, all right, like these are the things I'm not gonna bring up with my clients ever. Politics.
I feel like I talk about everything. Probably not gonna talk about, me and my husband getting into a fight. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I feel like I just let the conversations flow. So like if a conversation was, again, if you open up to me about something, then I'm gonna, I'm gonna partake with you.
Yeah.
So it's just whatever.
That's good.
Yeah. Because my clients, like we like I'll smoke weed with some of my clients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just cool.
Before, there's always a couple questions that I do ask everybody. So, what advice would you give your younger Jehovah self?
My J-Dub self?
Yeah. Now with you to like today, like this, with what you know today and what you've been through.
It's like a biblical verse too. It's or it has to partake with a biblical verse, but it's I would say to speak less and listen more.
Yeah.
That's like a big one that I really like. I listen more now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that's something that I would tell myself.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you think you were ever going to become a real estate agent?
I never thought I was going to become a real estate agent, but I always felt I was destined for greatness.
Yeah.
Like I just always knew that I have like Kanye West mentality. You know what I'm saying? I've always just been very like, positive and confident within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like never really like insecure.
Okay.
So like if I did things, it's because I wanted to,
Yeah.
So like I just always knew that in that moment of whatever I was doing, I knew that I was better than that. Like, so like I just felt like I was like setting myself, is that a word, like setting yourself up short, or just like, selling yourself up short? Yeah. Eso.
No, selling yourself short.
Eso.
Not selling up.
Whatever. You understood me, right? So yeah. So like I never knew if it was going to be real estate, but I knew that I was supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
I've always felt that way about myself.
Okay.
So I've always had high like expectations for myself,
Yeah. So where's the food better, the south side or the north side?
South side.
South side?
For Mexican.
For Mexican?
Everything else up north side.
Really? Like what?
Anything. Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, Italian.
Italian? Really?
North side.
Really? Where in the north side? Where's the
Topo Gigio's a good spot. That one.
Well, yeah. So, but the ones like on Harlem over there on the north side?
No. I'm talking about like different neighborhoods in the north side, like Lincoln Park or River North or Oak Park.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
I haven't gone out as much like late as of lately because I've been being more mindful with my spending, and my Jordan year also includes me to change up the habits that I had before, and something that I'm working on is discipline.
Okay.
Because that's something that I lack, is discipline when it comes to like my daily activities of work, health, physical, like all of that. You know what I'm saying? Money, saving. So I'm trying to change up all of that in order for me to have a Jordan year outcome. So
Right.
I can't expect to, you know, just do one change like hiring an assistant. I have to change all aspects of what I wasn't doing to get different results of what I truly want.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, traveling. So I know you travel.
I go to Mexico a lot.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to like my anxiety kind of like debilitates me when it comes to riding planes. Can I afford to go to like different parts of the world? 100%. Have you seen the hotels I've stayed at?
Yeah.
But my anxiety, like,
Break up your flights.
oh my God, you have no idea how bad it is.
Well, because how long is the flight from here to
3.5
Cancun?
hours.
Cancun?
3.5 hours.
Well, you've been to California. That's 5
Yeah.
hours, 6 hours.
No, it's like 4.5, no?
No, it's like 5 hours.
Bro, I hate fucking flying, okay?
Really?
But my goal this year is to travel somewhere outside of Mexico. My family's actually going to Italy in the spring, and
Yeah.
it's an idea. I would like to go and share that experience with them, you know?
I think that's not even that long. Wait, from Chicago.
I'm going to work on it. And I know my husband wants to do stuff too. He's like, you always like going to Mexico. But I'm like, it's 3.5 hours. And then we could go back home, and it's like, it's a nice little relief, you know?
Yeah.
And then some of the hotels that I'd be staying at
4.5 hours.
Told you.
But like you could go to Europe.
It's
I
like
mean, you
6,
go
7
anywhere.
hours.
Yeah. Well, if you fly, like if you want to break it up, you could fly from here to New York. It's even closer. I mean, like you can break it up. Like when
That's the goal for this year for sure.
Yeah, when I used to travel, I used to do that. I would get the longest layover I could, like in somewhere that I've never been to.
Yeah.
And then like I think the longest flight I've ever taken was, well, now the longest flight I ever took was like 22 hours. Like
to Thailand?
Yeah, that was not good.
But you
yeah,
loved it though over there, no?
I do, but so the first time I went, I had flown from here to Europe to the Middle East and then to there. So like I broke it up
Did you go
into
to Dubai?
sections. Yeah.
How was that?
I've been there twice.
You like it?
I like it.
Yeah.
You'd like it.
I feel like they like brown people over there a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
They'll think you're
Exotic because of my hair.
Yeah, they'll think you're Arab.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I do
for
the
sure. Or
nose,
Egyptian.
the hair.
Yeah,
I could pass for it.
my boy Jose Oskani, he
They always thought I was Arabic when I was young
Yeah.
because of my nose. I'm like, and my hair.
yeah, we would be anywhere over there, or even like in Europe, and like Indian people would come and start talking to him in his language, and I would just start laughing. He's
That's
like,
my husband. My husband looks Indian too.
Yeah.
Like, you handsome though.
yeah.
He does though, but he could pass for that. It's so funny.
Yeah, you guys should go. You guys should check it out.
That's on one of my it's one of my travel destinations is definitely Dubai.
Fly from here to Amsterdam. Take a long.
Avi wants to go to Amsterdam.
See, take a long layover in Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam, then go there.
Yeah, that's definitely on my like vision board in my mind and in my, you know, heart and desires. So hopefully we can make that happen, my husband and I, because I know he's been itching to like go somewhere too. But I'm like, let's get ourselves to like a better financial position. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm really disciplining myself. I'm telling you, like I stopped buying designer. I'm not like going out to eat at expensive restaurants. I'm literally like changing.
Yeah.
It's not
For
important to me. Like what's important to me is to like literally hit these goals because I feel like I've done so much already. But what I haven't done in my career so far is to discipline myself to achieve these goals that I want in order to like catapult me to this next level that I'm supposed to be in. You know?
Yeah. No, yeah, and I feel like vacations, people don't realize like how expensive it is. It's not just the money that you spend when you're going there, but it's the money you have to spend or that you're losing while you're not here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you're losing 2 weeks of
Exactly.
stuff. You're falling behind. You're doing everything. So when you come back, now you got to make up for that time and all those things. And
Although I do work when I'm on vacation and my
Yeah.
clients have been like, damn, you weren't still on top of it. But I can't get to like where I'm going until like my assistant, she's like 2 months in, like a month in,
yeah,
you know, she's she's doing amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you met her?
I met her one day.
Yeah,
I saw her one day.
She's amazing. And I just need to make sure she's good where she's not asking me, is there anything else you need me to do? I want you to tell me, Laura, you need to do this, that, and the third. So I told her, I'm like, that's the vision that I have for you, where I'm coming into the office and you're telling me what to do. Because when you ask me, is there anything else to do? Girl, there's a lot for you to do.
Yeah, you know,
know?
what? Like that's a big thing for anybody. Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like there's people here at the bar and at the insurance office.
Figure it out.
But yeah, like like the people here that I don't have to tell them what to do. Like they literally, like I see them, they walk in the door and they're already.
And you coming to me, you be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like stuff like that. That I'm like, hell yeah. In the insurance office, I've lacked on training them maybe.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I do feel like it's not like
it's
that.
on you.
Yeah, it's that one's on me.
Yeah.
That one's
for sure.
That one's on me there, and that one's on me here. But I feel like here, and I'm gonna start doing with the insurance also, where, you know, don't hire fast, but fire fast or whatever.
Eddie told me that. He's like, be quick to fire and slow to hire.
Yeah, because you can't, like, just because someone fits or or on paper they sound like they're good. I mean, maybe they're not. I mean, you have to let them little by little, and just see how it works out.
It's quality over quantity.
Yes.
All day.
For sure. So what's your we'll finish with the Jordan stuff. Since it's Jordan, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Every podcast we're gonna do a Jordan memory. So what's your fondest?
Come on, dog.
What's
I don't watch basketball. I just know the motherfuckers from Chicago.
What? Are you for real?
And it was like the three guys: Dennis Rodman, LL Cool J, Michael Jordan. I know it wasn't LL Cool J. What was his name?
Scottie Pippen.
That motherfucker.
Okay. Do you ever watch the games or no?
I mean, come on, bro.
I think Lara.
Jordan year. Don't take that away from me, okay?
No. I'm not.
I remember I won a prize in my like it was like third grade or something like that.
Yeah.
It was in '97 when they had won.
Yeah.
One of the many times that they won.
Yeah.
And they gave me a cool towel, and it had like the rings on there. They had their 5 rings. What year was that? '97, right?
I don't even know.
Ooh, if it was '97, you see, I know stuff. Look it up. What year was it?
And then what happened? So they had a towel?
Anyways, that's just the memory I have, the towel. So did I watch them play? Yeah, probably. But like, you know, I smoke a lot of weed. If I was to tell you, like, I don't have a memory. Is that what you're going to ask me, a memory for the Jordan year?
Yeah, like what was one thing that you remember of him? Or was it just the yeah, they won on that year.
See, told you.
They or was it just the documentary you saw that?
No, it was on the towel. I had the towel, okay? I mean, I what I will say about Jordan is his, like, he was just out of this world.
Yeah.
When it comes to like his plays, you know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. As a real estate agent, do you think his house is worth what they're selling it for?
What are they selling it for?
Bro, come on. You should know that right away.
Well, there goes my Jordan year.
If I was a realtor,
is it 23 million?
I mean, that would be like my goal, to just sell that house. That's all I would want to have on my mind. Jordan house for sale.
Damn, all these people calling me right now.
I was like, dude, if I win those billions, I'm gonna go buy the Jordan house.
Hey, if you win some billions, dog, can I hold like $1 million? Even $1 million ain't shit.
Yeah, we'll invest it. You'll be part of my real estate portfolio.
I feel like I have good ideas. You know what I'm saying?
29 million.
Ooh, I was close.
Or was it? Is it 29 million? It's up there.
It should be 23 million, and then they'll sell.
I think they've lowered it already.
Do 23 million. It's gonna sell.
Yeah?
Michael Jordan, if you're listening to this and you need a real estate agent, okay, 23 million. It'll sell.
I don't even know. Now I'm gonna send them that pitch.
See, you over here talking to me about Jordan.
Oh,
you
no.
Don't even know.
14.9.
Oh, well, man, never mind. It's not gonna sell for 23. you overpriced.
I had a bunch of realtors.
Hell no.
They always keep on just lowering the price.
You guys remember when I deleted myself from the crypto talk? Does anybody
they were asking 29 million for it.
Oh. Does anybody still talk in the crypto talk?
No, they started another one. Laura.
Another one?
I wasn't involved in that transaction.
Whatever. I created y'all.
Yeah, I know. It was just too much on that pit.
I know.
Check went on that. It never went into investments.
Bro, listen, don't try to treat, you see? That's a clear definition, understanding. Don't come and treat me, and then when I say something back to you, be mad.
Yeah, there are people out there like that.
Come on, bro, don't come for me.
Yeah.
My uppercuts are deadly. Don't come for me. Yeah. So yeah, that's my Jordan memory, okay? He's amazing.
All right, it's good
and
enough.
He's like he's a legend.
Yeah. All right, cool.
And so like what you do on this life, it's not about like, you know, it's about the memories and how people will talk about you when you're gone.
Yeah.
And he will always remain a legend.
Yeah. For sure. On that note, thank you for stopping by.
Yay.
Thank you for sharing. You have to start your own podcast.
I will. I have a name for it already.
Don't say it.
I'm not.
Yeah, don't say it. Yeah, start it, and I'll be on your
Yeah?
podcast. Yeah, we'll smoke a blanto that time.
I'm telling you, I'm only going to take a hit or two,
Really?
and then I'm going to turn it off.
All right. Then.
See, right now I'm going to smoke again because like my high is gone.
Yeah.
But it was you're good, right? I thought I was
I'm
going to have to like
I'm gonna eat
call an
that.
ambulance.
I'm gonna eat that pizza, bro.
Sounds good. But thank you for having me. I'm down to do this whenever.
I gotta do it again. I want to do it again. I want to have you and someone else on.
Okay.
Like it's so I've done maybe one where it's 3 people. It got out of hand where we ended up drinking too much.
Yeah.
It was me, Ray, and someone, and I don't.
Oh.
So like,
well, there you have it.
Yeah.
My boy loved to drink.
So it started getting out of hand really fast, and then we ended up like it was just horrible. Like we watched it back, it was funny, but then we're like, no, like there's no way I can put this on.
Oh yeah,
online.
that's I'd be down whenever you want.
Yeah. All right. Done. Solid.
Cool. Bye. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.